Index is in the red at the moment, with resources counters in particular being quite hard hit. It's only Exaro which seems to be the exception, which is up by 5%. So there must be some sort of idiosyncratic reason for that. But the rest of them are not doing well at all. Financials also very hard hit at the moment. But the interesting thing though is that the rand has firmed on yesterday's close. We will get some analysis at the top of the hour in the 1 o'clock show from an analyst as to why that is. But earlier I did speak with Chris Gilmore of ABSA Wealth to get his take on what's happening with the budget. Let's take a look and see.
It's going better, Nompu, but there's a lot of red in the market as well. So I think with the stronger rand, you're getting some of those commodity companies taking a bit of strain, because for them a weak rand is actually far better. Now it's absolutely fascinating. Here we are. We have no idea what Praveen Gordhan is actually going to bring this afternoon, and only as we get sight of the budget document will we get an indication. But we also have to remember that our market is also predominantly driven by global markets and what happens there. So I think it's probably more the rand and bonds that will be affected, if at all, by anything coming out of today's budget.
Now, the market will be focusing very sharply on what happens, or what the finance minister says around the budget deficit. Given what we know about a lack of money coming to the fiscus and so on and so forth, do you think we're going to be able to hit target? And if we don't, how will the market react?
Probably not, and we'll probably miss it, but not by much. But nevertheless, it won't be taken well. And it certainly won't be taken by organisations like the ratings agencies, for example. Now, that being the case, the market would probably think, this is actually a bit on the negative side. But again, I must say, Praveen Gordhan has never, ever, ever managed to not pull the rabbit out of the hat somewhere. So I suspect he will surprise us on the upside here. He's got the deficit we're talking about, let's put it in monetary terms, we're talking about 28 billion rands. So he's got to find it from a variety of places. And I suspect, although this is probably the most difficult, every year we say it's the most difficult, but this genuinely is the toughest he's ever had to do. So if he can find an elegant solution here, then I think the markets will probably take it quite positively.
Okay, say this afternoon he does manage to pull that rabbit out of the hat. The day passes without incident, but then political maneuvers start happening, and by June, things are looking very different. And that's the time when the credit rating agencies will be putting the spotlight on us. What do you think?
Yes, look, pivotal in all of this is growth. And unfortunately, and don't let me detract from anything that Praveen Gordhan is doing, I think he's absolutely fantastic. But I think even he would probably admit that it's very, very difficult using traditional means at his disposal to get growth coming out of this economy, particularly when the global economy is hardly playing ball at all. So if you look at it, the only way we're really going to get any kind of growth that is going to be far better than we're currently got is by having profound and meaningful and sustainable structural reforms. And whether that refers to hiving off of state-owned enterprises in one way, shape or form, or whether it means tampering with, or I shouldn't use the word tampering, meaningfully changing the employment situation in this country, then, this is the kind of thing that actually has to happen. So then you have to ask, does the government have the stomach for this type of thing, particularly in the run-up to an elective conference in December? And we're not too far away from a general election in 2019. So politics is going to play a big part in all of this.
All right, that was Nompumelelo Siziba live from the JSC with Chris Gill.